share more about the resilience attributes, say reliability, security, usability, capacity, etc.?
Sure, Kevin. Yeah. So there's a whole lot of resilience attributes that are important. And in fact, Carnegie Mellon University Software Engineering Institute had a really fantastic paper on the subject of data resilience where I don't know, I think they raised easily 20 odd different attributes. But some of the most important ones that you come across, or the ones that you come across more frequently, certainly availability. Yep, that's what the vendors are doing. It's easy. It's 99.9999% uptime. Everyone's happy. High availability sorted out. We've touched a little bit on such as usability. Is hey, I've received this report, or that's it's all based on data. Can I use this report? So that is an aggregate level attribute of resilience. Is oh gosh, but how do I know if it's usable? And that's your attributes. Your attestation score, which you seldom see. And in fact, it's a relatively young construct, but you're starting to see it more and more in high impact decision making, or where there's a requirement for high quality reporting, particularly in the engineering space, but increasingly even in finance, insurance, and securities industries. There's robustness. One measure of robustness could be, hey, I've got policies and procedures in place to ensure that if anyone gets abducted by aliens, I can maintain my operations. I can keep things going. I don't need to disappoint clients because someone's not available, or oh, sorry customer, I can't help you right now because Jim is away on leave and he'll only be away next week. Good luck, please phone us next week, which is not a good response. So that whole robustness piece is, what happens when various things happening. What about things such as your data quality monitoring processes, the proactivity around data quality monitoring, rather than just, oh, I think there's a problem in my report. Can we go and have a look at the data? What is the active, repeatable process that ensures that you can monitor proactively the quality of your data across various dimensions, whether at the atomic level, whether at the master data level, whether at the reference data level, to ensure these things are in place. We spoke a little bit about capacity with the Google example, but even in your own organization, you may reaching a point, yep, I've got an exabyte of data. I mean, if you're in a large organization or a bank, that is not a lot of data anymore. Oh gosh, I'm out of space. I'm not on the cloud. I need new servers, or do I migrate my data, to the cloud? Certainly, it's monitoring that capacity, which is certainly a big attribute around the data resilience conversation as well. Interoperability, we spoke about a little bit, around about things like data fusion, and how am I sure that when I'm joining between things that there is the referential integrity we need to ensure that this is covered, especially for data that is not part of that original design, such as external data, which may not have the kinds of keys that we have in our internal databases. And an important example, another one, is performance. So especially as we start entering the world of analytics and artificial intelligence and its subset machine learning, it places high demands, first of all, on volumes on data and on the ability to process these things. And over the last decade or so, we've seen technologies such as in-memory processing come to light to start addressing these issues, but it becomes a real thing. And that's only from the hardware perspective. The other one is, even if I do have the hardware and I've got all this lovely in-memory processing and fancy servers with high-speed processors, what happens if my data is not in a good state and a regulator asks for a report, a matter requiring immediate attention? Some of you may recognize the MRIA. It's not something you really want to receive too often. Regulators saying, I need this and this from you right now. And you've got to struggle for, you're burning the midnight oil, you're burning the candle at both ends, trying to get things done simply because things are not organized well. And good old Jim is on leave and you can't contact him because he's somewhere in the back country. Now you're scrambling to pull things together. The data quality is not right. You run the report and say, oh gosh, this is wrong. Or, oh my goodness, where am I going to get this? All of these, and that's a different dimension to performance. It's not just about your hardware and your configurations. It's also how are things organized to facilitate the speed by which you can extract data, analyze it, produce reports from it, and ultimately to make decisions from it. So that's just a subset of the kinds of attributes, and but there are a good few more. We covered a couple of others: longevity. We covered, sort of age. So these various characteristics all make up that whole data resilience landscape. And the important thing, again, notice availability. It's just one. It's a fraction of the conversation, and many of some of the other things had nothing to do with technology, but more about processes and policies that you put in place to ensure overall data resilience rather than just uptime, which is one part of the puzzle.